Hey guys, this is Ray with DRP Motorsports. Welcome back to the shop. We've got our 24 Mustang GT here sitting on the chassis dyno. And if you'll look over here at the table, we've got a set of Kooks 1 7/8 long tube headers. And we're going to put them on our Mustang over here. If you've been following along, you know I've had these headers for a while now. I've yet to put them on, and the reason why is because we were waiting to see if the software manufacturers that we use was going to have custom tuning options available through their softwares. And as you know, that's yet to happen. So we figured it was time to move on and show you guys what we can do with bolt on performance without custom tuning. Now, speaking of custom tuning, we still think it's coming and it could still come very soon. But like I said, we're moving on. So with the 24 Mustangs, you got two options if you want to add some performance with bolt on stuff, and that's either forced induction or naturally aspirated. If you go forced induction, you know, Roush and Whipple have their supercharger kits with Ford approved and made tuning. So if you want to go that route, you can do that. Or you can stay naturally aspirated and do like we've started, you know, put on a good flowing high flow catback exhaust, some K&N air filters or a cold air kits, air intake kits. There's some out there that are available, but really all you need is some good cotton K&N filters. You don't need to spend a bunch of money on that. And like we're about to do, bolt on a set of Kooks long tube headers. So keep in mind what long tube headers can do. With any generation of Coyote, you bolt them on, you free up exhaust flow, which helps the engine breathe better, which allows it to take in fresh air better, which makes more horsepower. We're confident that by bolting these Kooks on our Mustang, that we can pick up, you know, a noticeable amount of horsepower. You don't have to have a tune. Certainly, a custom tune would help bring out the most with these, but I think we're still going to pick up without a custom tune. So, in all fairness, what we have decided to do is re-dyno our car as a baseline. It's been a whole year since we dynoed this car as it sits with a Corsa cat back and some K&N filters. A year ago, we made 432 at the rear wheels. I'm going to re-dyno it again because obviously the engine's got more miles on it since last year, and you know, just get a good baseline to work from. So we're going to do that here in a few minutes, see what those numbers are, then get it on the lift and working on installing the header. So guys, stay tuned. I'll bring videos and content as we go through this process so that you can see if this is something that you want to do. Okay guys, we just made a follow-up dyno pull. Like I mentioned a while ago, we wanted to establish a new baseline. This car hasn't been on the dyno in over a year. So we made some pulls, we just got through with that, and the results was actually kind of interesting. We've got the best from last year and the best from just a while ago. And just to let you guys know, we are using SAE correction factor, so that kind of brings everything sort of to a level playing field. Obviously, a year apart, you know, there's some variances in weather conditions, but they were pretty close. But if you'll notice, last year we made 426, 383. Now we're down to 409, 359. So that's really interesting. So what has changed? Well, could be the gasoline. Been running 93. Did data log the pool a while ago, and the data log suggests that I do have 93 in the tank. So I don't think it's gasoline. Now, since last year we threw on these Belgian tires and wheels on this car, it's a much larger wheel, larger tire, so that very well could play into the overall results. I also think that Ford has done some over-the-air updates to the calibration since last year, so could be a tune change. I don't know, but that's why I wanted to do a subsequent dyno pull, so I have a current baseline to compare things to when we install those headers over there on the car. We can actually maybe make a measurable difference of how much power they add. One thing I want to show you is the data log. That's really interesting. I won't bore you with a whole lot of details. We are very limited to what we can log because the software just simply doesn't support a lot of data logging, and obviously it doesn't support programming the car at this time, but can see a few things. Spark capped out, let's see here, at the very top of the pool, right at almost 25 degrees, 24 and a half definitely. But what's really interesting is the throttle position sensor, which basically monitors the throttle blade openings on both throttle bodies. Up to about 6,000 RPMs, they're right at 90%, which is what you would expect. But after 6,000 RPMs, look at there, that green line there, how it goes down. It kind of wavers a little bit and then finally just closes on up at red line. That's not an RPM limit at 6,000 RPMs. That's some sort of airflow limit or torque limit that's kicking in and it's closing the throttle blade. The fueling looks good. Lambda looks good, so it's not running lean. It's not closing the throttle because of running lean. So there's some limiters there that we're running into. So, that speaks volumes about what custom tuning can do on a chassis dyno. Obviously, that wasn't a street pull, that was on the dyno, but I will say this, if we had access to everything we could and we could tune the car, we definitely could do something to keep those throttle blades fully open all the way to red line, and I think that would make a big difference on top end horsepower. So that's really interesting. But anyways, I'm going to get the car on the lift, start the header install process, and I'll follow up with some more videos. So hang tight, guys.